Hey everyone, this is Prashant and I'll be your host for the VC 10X podcast. And today we have Udit Akhouri with us. Udit is the co-founder at Aentor. In the past, he has sold a startup for $200,000, a current startup valued at $4 million, and he has invested in 6 plus startups. And mind you, he is only 20 years old. In this episode, we talk about what is Aentor, how he is building a network of colleges across India, how is Aentor structured and who can apply to the accelerator? How does Udit see the Indian startup ecosystem maturing? And a lot more. Without wasting any time, let's dive straight in. Oh wait, if you haven't subscribed to VC Gen X yet, please do. And give us a 5-star rating if you find value in this episode. Now, let's start. Hi Udit, so good to have you on the VC 10X podcast. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm completely fine. How are you, Prashant?
I'm doing perfectly fine as well. And thank you for making time for doing this podcast episode with me. I'm really pumped and excited by what you're building with Aentor. And to start with, let's can we have your story and why you started Aentor?
Well, when you say about Aentor now, there's few things in mind that I'll like to share you first. Number one, it's not something that I came up with in just one day. So over a year now, I have been building it, and there are few versions of Aentor of what you will listen or what you will see sometimes. Okay, so I have been on a few podcasts and I have talked there about Aentor, and like slowly in 1 year and a half it has changed from what it started to what it is currently. uh, in the very beginning it was just like I had my last exit from Bully AI, which was the US venture I was working on, and I had plenty of money. I thought, let's start something up, let's start investing and maybe incubating startups, training them. Then I got to understand that how this whole model works. And last year, like December, right? Last year, December, I got in contact with few people in colleges and universities that were from incubation cell. One of the college was GL Bajaj, which is in Greater Noida. So I approached them first. I told them that okay, this is what I am doing. This is how I am investing, building up my portfolio and all. So we collaborated. We did some workshops and etc etc, and then I finally thought ki no, the whole entire thing, because at that time I was associated with Street Cap Ventures, which is like one of the family office that we had. uh, so what we did is we created Aentor as a private incubator kind of thing, and then uh, like it changed, and right now we have came to the model of an open accelerator, or you can say open incubation platform. So what we do is we have partnered with few colleges like Amity and LPU and these, and we are using their incubation facility and integrating it to the platform that we created online. And we are mixing things up, and the incubation facility that is right now limited in the colleges, you see 30 students, 40 students, 50 students who just get in the incubation center. Using our platform, the same students can get incubated, they can learn new things, they can create new ideas, they can work upon that, and even use our Aentor cell. This is one concept I'll come to at the later part of this podcast, that they can even go to the Aentor cell, and maybe if they want to use office resources, they can do it from there. If they want to take meetings, meet VCs, etc etc things, they can do it from there. So in general, Aentor started as like a kind of training, and then selecting few students and funding them. And right now, this is what it has become, that we are actually focusing on product development and providing this incubation and acceleration facility to the masses. So this is Aentor right now versus what has started.
Got it. Yeah, that's very interesting. And so just to clarify, is Aentor a fund as well while being an accelerator, or is it just an accelerator and an incubator?
See, like at the very first we had this 30 lakh rupees which we were dedicatedly investing through Aentor. Okay, then we came up with few solutions, and right now, yes, it has its own fund which we invest through our portfolio, but it's not kind of straightforward. We have the investors who are backing the startups. We are not investing our own money right now, but sometimes when you have some investment goals, let's say there's one startup, for right now, let's say it's a Mahima startup, which is Himan Food, that we are currently working on. So what happens is that, let's say she want to raise 10 lakh rupees, and she got the commitment from the investors that are on board for 2.5 7.5 for 8 lakh rupees. So the rest amount which is there, which has to be fulfilled, we participate in the funding round, we adjust it out, and that's what our portfolio becomes. But this is right now, this is in general case, because we are not like actively investing in this. We are currently on the sustainable part of this.
Got it. Got it. Also talking about the building a network of colleges and building this accelerator by partnering colleges and then getting students in from there. So how does this thing work? How do you reach out to colleges, and what kind of colleges are you trying to partner with? And how do you get the partnerships working?
See, like I told you that the first time we partnered with any college, it was JL Bajaj. Okay, so what I did is like I had my own mentors at board, these advisors and all people who are associated to our company. So what we did is that once this JL Bajaj thing was done, now we offered the person who was our point of contact at that college. We offered him like kind of partnership deal, and the whole setup was like, you give us reference of whatever college it is. If it comes like this is a college which we can partner with, then we'll adjust something, we'll let's say incentivize this whole process or something. Okay, and this was the first thing. Second thing, as I told, we had this advisors and mentors on board who are working along with us. So we sort of created our own database of which colleges are there which can partner with us, and where we can go and do all those things. So I believe like till March or April 2021 2022 this year, we had around 180 190 colleges in our database, and that was the database, not the ones we partnered with, right? So we had a list of, okay, these are the colleges we can collaborate with, we can go for some conversation. But out of that, we selected 25 or 30 colleges, which are based upon three factors. Number one, it had enough number of students whom we can curate to. Number two, it was focused on development of this startup and incubation center, etc. And number three, it isn't IIT or NIT, because they already have a great incubation facility right there. Because if Aentor goes to IIT Bombay, or let's say even IIT BHU, then there's no need of that, because they're already getting great with all these colleges. So our aim was creating that IIT Bombay level of incubation facility at the colleges which maybe no one has heard right now. But still, we haven't started from there. We first went to GL Bajaj again. We signed an MOU. We got an association letter which said that we are now the official acceleration partner. Then we went to some of the popular names in the North India, like Amity University, then LPU, Lovely Professional University. Then we went to Greater Noida Institute of Technology, and we had few more names upon this list. And then it was the time, once we have this MOU, all these agreements done from these colleges, whom everyone knows. Then we went to colleges like St. Andrews and other colleges like Jaipuria and all these colleges, and we use that reference of great institutes which has already partnered with us, who has signed MOU, and said that, okay, see, this is what we have conducted so far, this is what we have invested so far. I believe when I wasn't in St. Andrews. When my team went to St. Andrews, we already had 22 startups in our portfolio where we had invested our own money. So we showed them our portfolio, we showed them what colleges we have partnered with, and then it was quite an easy task for us to do so, to do the collaboration. But the whole thing goes like, we go to the college just by reference, like without any reference we don't jump into any college. Okay, so if we know the dean, if we know the HOD is the least level of reference that act upon. So if we know the dean or upper management or HOD, anyone, then we go, we talk on the phone. We generally have our executives and the management of Aentor in Delhi NCR only. So we go there, we talk with them. There are few rounds of conversation and paperwork that happens. We get an MOU, we give them an MOU. Letter of association is what we get then, and then the whole process starts. So it is quite a bit lengthy. I know this fact. So in 1 month, let's say, there are sometimes 2 or 3 colleges which we collaborate with, but it is worth the work that the team is doing right now.
Absolutely, and that's very exciting what you're doing, and a commendable job at it. What you're trying to do, wherein building this entrepreneurship culture in colleges that are not mainstream.
Right.
Because obviously they're in the IITs and NITs and the even business colleges and management colleges. Like these things are already there, but like doing it in colleges which are not that well known, but they still have great students in there. So amazing work that you're doing on that front. So my next
Right.
question is, when you partner with these colleges, what's the next step? Do you go on to build an incubator center in those colleges so that students can get some local help from there, or everything is online and happening on the internet? How does that work?
See, like we did some research upon this fact, that how we want this to be, like a completely virtual platform, a completely offline center, or what exactly we want. And we even practically did everything. At the beginning it was COVID, so we got a break. We did conducted everything virtually. Then after this COVID thing, we went on offline, and we conducted all the events offline. But then we realized that, okay, there's a mix that is required. You cannot serve the masses. Like our target is always like, let's say, 200, 300 students in a college that are willing to get into entrepreneurship, right? And quite talking about feasibility now, then it is not possible to cater 200, 300 students in an offline way. And if you are doing it online, then also there's one challenge, that you don't get the connectivity. You cannot connect with every of the student personally. They cannot understand that who their mentor is, or what services or facilities they are getting from the college or from even Entor. So we created this hybrid model where like 60 to 80% of the work is done on our platform. And then there's this Entor cell which acts as a bridge between our platform and the students. So whatever they want to meet they want to maybe be a part of an event, they want to get help from the mentors personally, or maybe any kind of help they want offline, they can come to the center. Otherwise everything is available on the web portal, and they can utilize the all the services and facilities from there only. So that's kind of thing that we are currently working on. It's still under mini test, and everyone is testing it out at different colleges. The whole thing, maybe I am telling you the model right now, after 1 or 2 months it might get changed, right? So we are under a phase of extreme experiments, and I believe that's what I can say about the process. But right now I have told you what it is. that's
Yeah.
that's Entor.
Got it. Very interesting. And yeah, like iteration is a part of the process, and the faster you do it, the better, right?
Right.
So, and talking about the students, so let's say you're partnered with the college, and there are a bunch of students who are interested in working with you, right?
Right.
So, do you kind of function like the entrepreneurship club of that college, wherein anyone who is interested in entrepreneurship can come to you, attend events, and then if they're interested in working on something, then you also help in that. Is it like that, or are you picking students? Okay, we want to work with this student and not with the student. So how does that work?
Well, it is kind of in a midway between both the places. Like your college has an entrepreneurship club, and then it has an incubation center, and we lie in the midway of somewhere. Okay, so what we do is any student who is interested in entrepreneurship, they can come and log into our website if the institute has given them the credentials or is even partnered to us. Okay, then what happens is that we ask them some kind of questions. It's an algorithm that run at the back end, and they tell them that okay, this is what you are at what phase you are currently. It's kind of assessment that we say. Okay, so they fill up a form, they answer some questions. The algorithm gives them an assessment of okay, you are at this phase of entrepreneurship. Sorry if I am shattering my mic. You are at this phase of your whole entrepreneurship career. If they have opted in at the form that they want to build product or they are building a product, then there's like 6-7 batches that are running right now at Aentor. Like every time there are kind of, we have created batches for all the users where they get all the training programs, like in kind of you can say a 6 week or 8 week program. There always a batch running which has their own set of mentors and resources, and everything is allotted to these batches. And the AI recommends the algorithm recommends, we are working on the AI part. The algorithm recommends them that okay, this is the batch you should join, these are the benefits that you will get from there, and this is how it will help to tackle your problem. So this is how it works. From any of the colleges, let's say Amity, there's one student, he comes to our website, he signs up, then he gives the answer to all these questions that we asked through this form, and then he is shown that which batch he has to join or he can join, and then he can just enroll, he can see what are the progress, and there's like a dedicated map, a roadway is created for him. So from day 1 to day 90 or whatever duration he has selected, he'll get a customized roadmap of okay, these are the students who are working along with you building some product, and these are the things that you have to do. Let's say day 1 you have to go to this webinar that we are conducting, and you have to listen to the product development, whatever training is going on. Then day 2 you have to, let's say, legalize your startup. Day 3 you have to connect to one mentor on our platform or through the Aentor cell that is available in your college, and ask him that how this particular thing is happening. Let's say if it's about sales, learn from him. If it's about marketing or tech, learn from him. So this is how it works. We give them a kind of personalized roadmap which is divided into 5-6 batches, which is happening at the same time when any one of the colleges, any student from all these colleges can join. So the batches are not dependent on the college, but every student who gets into it, who comes to the Enter platform, he's allotted one batch, he can work from there, and the whole thing happens like that. So
Got it. Yeah.
that's the whole model.
Got it. Yeah. And talking about the program, so let's say someone has enrolled. So
Right.
are there any charges involved as well? Is this like a free program, or how does that work?
See, once the user has its own ID and password, then he don't have to pay. Okay, so right now we are working on this at few colleges. The university themselves are paying for the students. So let's say for 200-300 students let's say at LPU, the university has fixed that this is what will provide Aentor in exchange of the services. It's like a per student, this much X amount is what they are paying. At few colleges, let's say at GL Bajaj right now, we are following that they are offering all the services to the students. If they are interested, they can give the fees to the college, we collect it back from them. Okay, so however,
Got
if a student has got his ID and password, then he don't have to pay for anything. Like literally he don't have to pay anything. But it depends upon college to college that whether he is paying at the very first, he is paying for the subscription or whatever, or the college is paying for it.
All right. Let's say someone wants to join in the program, but their college hasn't partnered with you guys. So how can that person come in? Is that possible?
Well, we are working on that right now for people who are not from our partnered colleges. There isn't anything available, but this is the major problem that we are tackling, because you cannot be limited to a set of colleges or organizations for your users to come in. But unfortunately we are right now, and our team is right now developing the same plan to how to tackle this, how we can let other users also come in, and that's what we are doing.
All right. So, can we also talk about your team and your board of advisors who you are working with, the mentors that train students?
Okay. Yeah, definitely. So currently, like with me, I have Vivek as my chief operating officer. So this is the guy who I trust the most. Who is like, without him, the whole company can just go off. Okay. So on behalf of me, he is the one who is operating everything. So I along with Vivek, we have managed to come to an equation where I handle the growth, he managed the sustainability factor. So, and this is also because from Bully AI itself, back in 2019, he was the first employee to join there. So he was the first person I hired ever in my life, and the only person even. Then this hiring thing all was sorted. So Vivek handles all the operation. He is working along with me for last 4 5 years, and then I have Rishabh, who manages all this college collaboration, and he works on making sure that each MOU is signed, each college gets what we have delivered, what we have promised them. And then at the tech side, we have Vineet and we have Arjit, who are looking after the tech, who are looking after how the platform will work, how we'll solve the issues and bugs. These two are also students. Like majorly, like all the members of our team, no one is like above 22. And uh, again, there's Trilok, who is the latest, the newest person to join our organization, like a month ago. So he is also looking for the college relations along with Rishabh. So this is our team look like, which is doing like day-to-day operations. uh, at the second part, you see all these kids are new, all these people are quite restless. So we have a board of advisors who is there to control them, who is there to guide them above of what is needed to be done, what isn't. And then these are the three players. The first, Mr. Deepak Gupta, he was like earlier he has served as the ex-chairman of Delhi Entrepreneurship Association, and he is also like the first investor of Aentor. So he invested in his money back in 2021. And then we have Mr. Abhishek Gaurav. So he has like is currently the vice president of AU Small Finance Bank, and he is managing all sort of the financial part of thing, where we need to invest, where we don't. So I have like every week I have like 5 6 hours dedicated with him, our discussion of what's the plan of how we are investing our money. And then we have Dr. Sanjay, who is like the DGM at GL Bajaj Institute of Technology and Management. So the first college we collaborated with, he's the person who came up to us, and we sort of joined hands, and he's advising us on every move of how we can go to the college, how we can not create our MOUs and the right way of partnership and all, because we are currently new at it. Before signing the MOUs and all, I didn't know what an MOU is, and that's how it works. So we brought few people who got the right experience, but they don't have time. We got few people who have enough time, but they don't have experience, and this is the equation. That's how we are managing our team.
For sure. That sounds incredible. And by the way, like it sounds incredible what you have achieved, and you're only 22 yourself as well. I'm right?
uh not really, it's 20 my age right now.
20.
Right.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's crazy. Insane stuff. So by the age of 20, you have already sold one startup, worked in the venture industry, and are now working on your very own accelerator, partnering with colleges and helping students
Right.
come into entrepreneurship. Mind-blowing stuff with it. So how
Right.
did you do it all so young? Like at what age you started, and at what age you sold the company, and at what age you started Enter? Tell me about that.
So the equation goes like this. at 14 I had like all this thing in my mind cooked up that I need to do something and blah blah blah, because I belong to a family where like more than 50% of the guys, they are running their own company, and few of them like my uncles, they're running startup like Striegel and etc., which is like valued over $100 million. So it's kind of FOMO that you get, that okay, these people are doing great in their life, so why can't I start early? One thing that was common in the whole lineup is that these people, they followed this map. They graduated from very great colleges, they got the right experience, they quit their job, they started their own venture. So this was the roadmap. So I thought that at 14 that okay, let's break this up. So I started freelancing. I got few of the stuffs working. A lot of things were like in the kind of failure way, and then it's pivoted. I started working on Bully AI, which was onto this chatbot development part. So we created this platform, and we had luckily one investor. Till that time, my family didn't knew that I am working on some stuff, or I am even working on anything other than my studies. So till that time, I had this investment round. I said in my family that okay, this is what I am doing and blah blah stuffs. And then like in 2019 I had finally made it. Like we were generating revenue, we were doing everything great, and last year only we sold our startup. That Bully AI got sold. It got acquired from the same firm which was doing the marketing and all. We had sold our exclusive rights for marketing in North America to the Business Bully. That was a joint venture between our company and their company, which was called Bully AI, which I am talking about, that chatbot development firm. So they were like, the founder was from the Forbes Business Council, and he was doing all sort of marketing stuff. We were focused on the development side. We did manage to get some good deals, and the platform was ready. So we got that whole stakes got acquired, and we were free for like doing whatever we want. So yeah, that's how we ended up at starting Aentor last year. And there were kind of stuff like in between I had Stabot technology, which is still running, but it's not like in my priority list right now. And it's also like kind of onto the SCAT and CSAT are the two tools we are working on that. So that's one phase of life which you can say I was working on. I was too much into the technical part, and then I moved to finances last year. So that was cool. That I had saw a lot of movies, and I can say that that was this toxicity, that I have to jump into the finances and I have to get going with all this financial jargons. I have to understand how this model works, because it was so fast. Like 2019 and 2018 was the phase I started even running a startup successfully, means generating revenue. And in 2021 March, the company was acquired. So I was like, how this happened? I didn't did any sales. The whole thing was outsourced to the Business Bully. And I never got the feeling of like even doing startup. We were developing product, it was selling by itself. And so I thought that okay, let's just get a step back and do it all once again. And this is what crushed us, I can say, because Entor is not the same journey. We had a lot of challenges. I had all these financial problems also, that I had to borrow money from my parents in like past 4 5 years. It was the first time. And so it was up and down. We got even investment, we rejected few investment. uh, People approached us. We had to dedicate few funds. So a lot of things happened in this like last 500 days. But that's the part of you know the entrepreneur's life that we all exaggerate. So that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm extremely impressed and absolutely blown by what you've accomplished at such a young age, at just 20, right? And you're still going strong, and you're helping students probably your age or maybe even more become entrepreneurs like yourself. So amazing stuff.
Right.
So my last question for you would be, how does one apply to enter? Does there need to be a partnership first for them to apply? One thing. And the other is that where can people follow your journey and follow you to learn more from you?
Well, about Endorna, I know that I have made it really wrong. That it is, you know, uh, an exclusive community that we have built. That someone who has came from our partnered institute, they only can join and get access. But maybe within a week or so, we have lined up all the processes of how the flow will go, and if our tech team is able to do so, then we'll be releasing the beta for uh, anyone who wants, they can enroll. That version of Entor is soon maybe lined up, and it will be up in the next update or so. So yeah, right now it is not possible for anyone to join Entor, but who is not from our partnered institutes. But within a month, I can promise that the early set of students will be able to do so. And even if the students are from Amity, LPU, or St. Andrews, Yale Bajaj, and the list is on our website. So if the students are from there, they can even go to their college, ask the management or maybe the incubation cell that I want to join Entor and blah blah stuff, and they have partnered with you and they can join. Okay, but within a month or so, we'll be releasing this beta, and I believe the masses can use the product and maybe get going with it.
Got it. And where can people follow you?
Like I am like I am telling you the truth. I am very frequent and too annoying when it comes to social media. So one time I will be so much active on socials that I'll be posting daily 5 or 6 times, and at the second I'll be just like ghosting the social media for no reason. But yeah, right now I am active, quite a bit of active on Twitter. Uh, Before that I was active on LinkedIn and Instagram, but right now it's Twitter that I am on. And yeah, it's Akhouri, or that if someone wants to follow my journey or so, then they can.
For sure. I'll make sure to put all those links in the show notes below. It was
Yeah,
great talking to you, Udit. Like, I love what you're doing. And we might just take the Indian startup ecosystem to the next level with
yeah,
what you're doing at the very grassroots levels where it requires to be done. Thank
yeah,
you for
definitely.
doing what you're doing. And thank you for coming on the show. And happy creating the future of India.
Yeah, thanks Prashant.
All right. Bye bye. Have a
Bye
nice
bye.
day.
Have a nice day, bro.